It is day 5 of cooking week, and today we are learning and talking all about following a recipe. Also getting very loud ice and water, apparently. Kids. So we are gonna make the recipe from the Six Sisters stuff meal plan. I sent this out in the email that went out at the beginning of the week. If you didn't receive it yet, you can still sign up for the emails, and this should automatically send to you. This is the last page of the PDF that I sent that has this minestrone and sausage soup recipe. And I feel like this recipe is very indicative of how simple all of the recipes are in the Six Sisters stuff meal plans. I've heard from so many of you already that you have started the meal plans and that you love them. I seriously haven't had one single bad recipe from the meal plans. Every single one my whole family has loved. They've been really simple. They don't use crazy ingredients that you have to get, that you're only going to use like a tablespoon of and then not use the rest of the container. So simple, hearty, healthy, whole food type meals, and this is just an example of one of them. So I'm going to have my kids use the skills that they learned this week to make this minestrone soup start to finish. So kids, what's our first step?
Wash our hands.
As always. So step 1, a really important part of following a recipe is, what do you think the first thing that you should do is?
Get out the ingredients.
Yeah, so for even before that, you want to read through the entire recipe. You want to look through the entire ingredient list. Make sure you have everything to make the recipe, because I have made the mistake of starting a recipe and then I realize halfway through I don't have brown sugar or I don't have black beans or whatever it is. So you want to make sure you read through the entire recipe and taking note of ingredients, but also taking note of what else do you think you need to take note of?
How much of each thing?
How much of each thing. Also how long things take. Like if we were wanting to make this soup and I didn't realize it was a slow cooker recipe and it had to be in the slow cooker for like 4 to 6 hours, if we started it at 5 p.m., we wouldn't be eating dinner till 10, right? So you need to read through the recipe, make sure you have all the ingredients, and check the time so that you can be eating whatever you're making at the time that you want to eat it. So another element that we're gonna do here is what the French like to call, and I'm probably butchering this, mise en place, which means you get out all the ingredients and measure everything before you start cooking. It means everything in place. So you'll see, like on cooking shows, you know how they have all the ingredients out, and like if there's something chopped, it's usually already chopped in a little bowl and all nice and ready to assemble. So that's what we're gonna do today for our recipe. We're gonna get all the ingredients together before we even start cooking. So kids, handing it off to you.
I'm ready.
Nice job, you guys. You got out all the ingredients, even measured the water. So now we're gonna chop the things that need to be chopped. So that is gonna be the celery, because it says, what does it say for celery? It says 1.5 cups diced celery, and 1.5 cups sliced carrots.
So
you guys need to use your cutting skills and get those done. All right, the boys are over here, and we are gonna start browning our Italian sausage. So we have the pan preheated. Yeah, meat's a little bit funny to work with. Okay, Dallas is gonna use our meat meat chopper. Yep.
We've got our chopped vegetables. Ew. Ooh.
Okay, start. Careful not to touch the pan.
What do I do?
Vegetables are ready to go. We're gonna brown this meat
I don't
first.
want to do this.
Okay, Kate, do you want to come and do it? Do you want me to come and...
I want to do it.
Whoa.
Sizzle, sizzle.
What are you gonna do, Paisley?
I'm going to scoop this beef onto the plate.
Yep, pork sausage. It's all cooked, so now we're just gonna take it out of the pan. The kidney beans are supposed to be drained, so we need to, let's see if you know how to use a can opener. Nope, you gotta clip it onto the side first.
It's kind of hard to get the meat out.
Alright, just a sec. Nice. And remember, the top of the lid can be very sharp, so you have to be very careful with that. Hold up. Keep the top
Oh, yeah.
for the draining. Okay, take the can opener away. And then just push the lid down while you're draining out the liquid. Nice.
It smells too good to eat.
We're adding basically most of the remaining ingredients, right?
Yep, still going.
So you're adding the beef broth. Go see what else you need to add. Make sure you add everything.
Hey! Anything else? Looks like kind of red. Celery, carrots, onion salt. Mom, onion salt, garlic salt, and Italian seasoning. Do you want to pour it? Okay. Stir that.
And our seasonings.
It looks good. Good. We add the beef? Because we didn't have.
Nope, we add that at the end.
Tablespoon.
What step is next, Colt? What do we do now?
Now in a separate pot, we're gonna.
Well, first we have to let it what?
Let it sit until stir
The
it
vegetables
until
are
the vegetables soften.
Okay, so 20 to 30 minutes we let it simmer, right?
Yeah.
One very important part of cooking is cleaning, and cleaning as you go. So we have 20 to 30 minutes before we have to do anything else. So what we're gonna do is get all the jars, get all the cans, rinse them out, put them in the recycling. We're gonna clean up our chopping station because it's way easier to clean as you go than just to have a huge mess at the end. So we're gonna try to clean as we go. Important part of cooking. Make cleaning part of the process. That's a piece of advice that I received a while ago, and it's very helpful because then you as the parent don't have a huge mess to clean up after your kids at the end. Just make cleaning part of the whole process because it is. Yeah, if it's rinse it out first and then put it in the recycling. You guys have all of the stuff simmering, so what is step 3?
In a separate pot, cook pasta according to directions. When noodles are done, add to soup and mix in cooked sausage.
So do you think we should wait to start that until the stuff is done simmering?
I think we could start it now.
Because we want it to be ready, right, to add when everything else is done. So how long is the pasta gonna take?
11 to 12 minutes.
And it will also take time for the water to boil, right? So do you think we should start it now?
Yeah,
Also, how much is this? What's the size of this box?
16 ounces,
And how much do we need?
10 ounces.
So what do you think we should do?
Like,
We can either cook it all and just save some for later, or we can just measure out 10 ounces and just cook what we need. I would say cook it all. 'Cause
Okay.
somebody will eat it for like a lunch or something.
yeah,
So you guys know how to cook pasta. Let's get the pasta going.
all right.
guys did a good job.
Yummy. Yummy.
And then you can sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on the top if you want. Ours has a little bit more pasta because we accidentally added all 16 ounces, but looks yummy.
Gonna add some parmesan.